Hey, what's going on? Um, as some of you guys may or may have not seen, um, did a little vid. My last vid was on my Ryobi impact wrench, the P260. Great impact wrench. It's gotten me through the last 3 years, no problems. Did what I had to do. Hasn't been worked too much. It's an impact wrench. I mean, for what I use them for, they're not being put through, the rigors of, what other people or mechanics or stuff like that. People like that use impact wrenches for. I use them to take the blades off my mowers, take the lug nuts off my car, on and off with the my trailer racks, my blower racks, stuff like that. And to be honest with you, I usually use my impact drivers for my mower blades, but you don't want to torque them too high. Um, but anyway, so, like I said, I had to use it this weekend. I was running into some problems. If you watched that last video, I'm not gonna go through that whole thing. But anyway, still worked fine the Ryobi. But I'm like, you know what? Let me check out. I got it. I want to treat myself. I've had that for 3 or 4 years. Done me good. Time to look for a new impact wrench. I decided to go with Milwaukee. It was tough between Milwaukee or DeWalt. Decided to go with Milwaukee. I was gonna go with the fuel, but they didn't have any, so this is what I got. So I got the Milwaukee M18 cordless 1/2 inch high torque impact wrench with friction ring. It's item number 2663-20, 5-year warranty. Now that is kind of why I decided to go with Milwaukee over DeWalt. DeWalt only has a 3-year warranty, so and here's the model number, just to 266320. I'm going to go over a couple of the specs, but real quick, yeah, that's why I decided to go with the Milwaukee over the Walt. Now this is a bare tool. This is on sale right now for $150. Um, that's kind of where I ran into some issues with it. Should I just wait to get the fuel? Because the fuel is only 75, $80 more than this, and you're getting 2 speeds. You're getting a brushless technology, and you're getting around another 100 to 200 foot-pounds of torque. And the big thing is the speed. But let me get into that. Let me go over some of the specs first. This impact wrench, the 2663-20, has 450 foot-pounds of torque. Plenty of torque for whatever you're doing. I mean, unless you're taking engine blocks off on a daily basis, and like I said, you need power. For anybody, homeowner, you know, commercial, landscaping, carpentry, woodworking, wherever you would have to, put lag bolts in, you know, doing some deck work. You got to put some big lag nuts in if you're a carpenter or stuff like that. This should be fine. And, you know, the thing is, the higher you go with these impact wrenches, the heavier they get. I'm going to get into that real quick, but it has, like I said, 450 foot-pounds of torque, 640 breakaway foot-pounds of torque. That's your initial, when you press the trigger, that initial torque that's going to break that lug nut off that car. Um, that's what that is. That's a lot of torque right there. It's 2,200 impacts per minute, and it is 1,900 max RPM. So the max RPM on this is 1,900. Um, Now this is where it gets kind of weird, and I want to weigh it. It says it weighs 5.2 pounds. That it seems a lot heavier than 5.2 pounds. But then when you go on the Home Depot site, they have a picture of this, and then sometimes they have videos of certain tools or whatever, and it says it's 6.7 pounds. So I'm going to pause this. I'm going to get my scale around, and we'll see how heavy this thing really is. Okay, so here it is on the scale, um, weighing in at a 5.4, 5.1 pounds. So I was kind of wrong. I mean, they said it was 5.27. I'm sure maybe the scale might be off a little bit, or if you put it a certain way, it's going to be a little bit heavy. No, 5.41, no matter what way you put it. So 5.41. I'll do it with the battery on it, so that might be the 6.7 that they're talking about in the radio. I mean, on the internet there. Okay, so here it is on there, and oh, it actually shut off. All right, there we go. Oh, overload. All right, so with the battery on it, it overloaded. So probably, I don't know what the weight limit is on this scale, but anyway. So as a bare tool, it's pretty accurate. They're saying 5.27 pounds. We had it at 5.40 pounds. So to be honest with you, they're saying it's 6.7 pounds with a 5 amp hour battery. I could totally see it. But that 5.27 or the 5.40 pounds, it's heavy. This is a heavy impact wrench. But, you know, to get that kind of torque, you're going to, you know, you're going to have to deal with that weight. But, that's the kind of thing, guys, real quick with this impact wrench. It's a great impact wrench. Great value, $150 on sale. $149.99 right now. It's regularly $169. But I don't know if I'm going to keep it, only for the fact that I needed an impact wrench, and I wanted to get the fuel. They ran out. They're going to be getting them in, they said, at the end of the month. But, for that price point, it's almost, if you want to go with Milwaukee anyway, I don't know what, if you want to go with the wall, but it's almost worth spending the extra $70. Because the thing that I don't like about this impact wrench, and it works perfectly, I don't want to upset anybody. That's not what it's about. Is I'd rather have two speeds, because 450, and the fuel has a little speed gauge there, speed 1, speed 2. 450 foot-pounds of torque is of a lot of torque. So, if you're gonna do your lug nuts, take your brakes off, take your wheels off to do your brakes, or you want to rotate your tires, or whatever you're doing with your car with the wheels involved. To put these back on, your car at 450 foot-pounds, that's not a good idea. It's not good to over torque your lug nuts. Now, they're probably not going to be torqued at 450 if you use this impact wrench. But, if you have a Nissan Sentra that's supposed to be torqued at 88 pounds, I mean, it's going to be very hard for you to put the lug nuts back on with this impact wrench and get them, if they're a little bit off, 10 pounds over, 10 pounds under, 20 pounds, you'd rather be over than under, obviously. You don't want your wheel falling off, but, you're going to really over torque them, and that's not really good for your wheels, so that's one thing. It's better to have control over the tool, and I feel that since a lot of these impacts now are coming out with speed 1, 2, and 3, it's freaking awesome. I love it. It's just like you pretty much can have a little impact wrench, like my Ryobi 200 foot-pounds. That's great for, you know, um, lawnmower blades and lug nuts. Then you can go up to speed 2, 450 like this. Then you got your big one. I mean, when this thing is rusted on there, you need some mega power, and you're doing 650 to 700. So that's the only thing. I'm going to show you. I'm going to use it for a little bit, just taking lug nuts off to show you this how with a breeze. I'll take them off my truck, 130 foot-pounds, just to show you what a breeze it is. I'm going to show you that, but all around, it's a great impact wrench. Little heavy, and that's the thing too. So you're getting 450 foot-pounds of torque with this impact wrench. To get the fuel, which is only, I want to say, a half pound heavier than this, you know what I'm saying? You're getting like 700 foot-pounds. You're getting two speeds. So like with the weight ratio, like if this was a lot lighter than the 5.4, now that's pretty light. I mean, mean, like I said, it's heavy in the beginning. I said that's heavy, but like for an impact wrench, it's not really that bad. My Ryobi that has 200 foot-pounds is only like 3.2 pounds. So you're pretty much doubling the output of the torque, and you're not really doubling the weight of the tool. So I mean, it's not a heavy tool, this Milwaukee, impact wrench wise. Now, if you compare this to an impact driver or a drill, you're gonna be like, oh my god, this thing is crazy. It's so heavy. But yeah, here's the friction ring that I was talking about. Um, when you have these friction rings, you really got to push that socket on there, which is really cool because this thing is not coming off. You got to yank this thing off with this. Um, and it's an awesome. I like the friction ring better than the anvil, kind of, because I think with the anvil, the sockets can still sometimes come off. I mean, they're not coming off this friction ring right here. It's just you got to really pull it off. It's a great feature on this tool. Um, but I'm just trying to go over some of the features of the tool. I gave you all the specs. I'm going to show you how it works real quick, taking off lug nuts. But it's a 1/2 inch impact. Nothing real special about it. I like it a lot. Am I going to keep it? I'm probably not gonna. I'm probably gonna go with the fuel. But I wanted to give you guys a little sneak peek at this tool. Being honest with you, I'm probably not gonna keep it, and it's not because of performance wise. It's just I think the fuel's a little bit better value, and I kind of want to get into that brushless field where everything is kind of brushless, and I like having the speeds. The biggest thing, hands down, is the speed. I like being able to have more control over my impact wrench. I don't want to over torque certain items that I kind of, use on a regular basis. Lawnmower blades, my truck, my trailer racks, and everything. So, but anyway, I probably over talked a lot on this, but let's go see what it looks like. Taking off some lug nuts, and then I'll see you later. So here we are. We're going to be taking the lug nuts off this Dodge Ram 1500, 130 foot-pounds of torque. Here's the tool. This is the Milwaukee M18 2663. Should be a breeze for this impact wrench. Let's take a look. Piece of cake. Piece of cake. All right, so just wanted to give you a quick little look. That's the Milwaukee M18 impact wrench. 149 bucks. It's a great buy. It's regularly 169, so you're saving 20 bucks, but it performs well, performs great, but I just think the fuel is a little bit better value for me. So check it out. Any comments or questions? Hit me up later.